What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for Elimination Chamber review for your March 8th, 2020. It is going to be March 9th because I just got done watching the LA Wildcats and Tampa Bay Vipers shootout in LA in a pretty damn good game, so I wanted to wait till that game was over before I got to this review. I also needed time to, calm down and think about this pay-per-view because, oh boy, this pay-per-view, every single week since the Royal Rumble ended, every single fucking week, they show you that Shayna Baszler should have been the one to win the Rumble. There was 1,000 ways you could have gotten to Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. If Vince McMahon wanted Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair so goddamn badly at WrestleMania, that's what you do. You figure out a way to get to that without having to have Charlotte Flair go through the Rumble. This match, the main event was the Women's Elimination Chamber match. That match should have never happened. That match should have never gone on. It was a 21-minute Elimination Chamber. And it just shows week in and week out that WWE should have given the Royal Rumble win to Shayna Baszler. The SmackDown women could have got the Elimination Chamber, which would have seen Sasha Banks conquer 5 other women to take on Bayley at WrestleMania, but they didn't go with that. Now, the match of the night, in my opinion, was Drew Gulak versus Daniel Bryan. That was your opener. Now, on the pre-show, you had the Viking Raiders versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I really didn't give a shit about that match. I really did not give a shit about that match. 4 minutes and 50 seconds, Viking Raiders win. What did you expect? But the opening contest of the main card was Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. And I was thinking, oh, they're just going to have Drew Gulak go out there, get wasted by Daniel Bryan because he's a jobber guy that Vince McMahon has no interest in. But no, these two went out there and wrestled for, what was it? 14 minutes and 20 seconds. And Drew Gulak in this entire time showed you why he should be getting time on SmackDown each week to show you how good he really is. After at the beginning of the match, there was a Daniel Bryan chant, of course. Family carry takedown on Bryan. Bryan works on a wrist lock, but Gulak reverses this into one of his own. Gulak sent into the ropes. Gulak with a shoulder tackle. Bryan looks a little annoyed already as he sits in the corner. Gulak says, "Come on, Bryan." Side headlock takedown by Bryan. Gulak sneaks out of it using his legs. Bryan rolls out of it and goes for the half crab. Gulak with a kick to the chest. They both end up on the mat and kick away at each other's face. Both end up rolling them to the ropes and break the hold. Gulak with a little mouse under the eyes. Little shot under the eyes. Bryan heads out to the floor to regroup. Bryan is back in, picks the ankle, looking for a surfboard stretch. Nope, Bryan is then put into the same hold. He gets out of it and kicks Gulak right in the leg. Gulak with chops in the corner. Bryan does the same with some kicks. Gulak returns fire with a dragon screwed leg whip. He then lands a short pile driver on Bryan, which this is Daniel Bryan we're talking about. Anything that has to do with the head and neck area for Daniel Bryan, we as fans are going to cringe every single time. So him hitting a pile driver on Daniel Bryan just started the cringe, and there was a little something that happened here in a minute. Gulak picks up Bryan, pulls Bryan's neck back over his shoulder, spins him around, plants him in the ring, cover 2. Gulak with a big chop, shot to the midsection, looking for a suplex. Bryan lands a knee, then goes over the edge, goes to do an end suplex with both men going down to the floor, back into the ring. Gulak with a Sato suplex, cover 2. The end over end suplex is one of those really, I don't know how safe it is, but it's definitely one of those more cringe-inducing looking spots. Full Nelson applied by Gulak, reversed into a roll-up for a 2. Bryan with a full Nelson into a dragon suplex in the bridge for a 2. Gulak then hits the most brutal and disgusting release German suplex onto Daniel Bryan, and it looked like he landed on the back of his neck. It was absolutely brutal. From here on, Daniel Bryan's neck is compromised, and that is what the target is for Drew Gulak. Bryan rolls to the floor and lays as the referee begins the 10 count. He gets up and falls down at 7, leaps in at 9, and Gulak right there for the pin attempt, 2 count. Bryan's sent into the corner, he flips it up and over, then hits a running clothesline, multiple kicks in the corner, and he puts Gulak on top. Gulak slips under and crotches Bryan. Gulak goes up top, hits a reverse suplex into the Dragon Sleeper. God, Daniel Bryan, I don't know. I know this guy had neck problems, had concussion problems. And I know that he has to, he's probably still doing his test to make sure that he doesn't have a concussion. But, dude, what is with you always going for, having people target your head and neck area? It's going to come back to bite him sometime. He tries to lock in the Dragon Sleeper, but Bryan rolls through. Puts him in the yes lock. Throws punches to soften up Gulak. He then applies it in the middle of the ring. He doesn't, he's not applying punches. He's actually taking and hitting him in the face with elbows. Locks the thing in. Drew Gulak looks as dead as he can be. He passed out from this. Referee stoppage. Daniel Bryan is your winner. Post-match, Gulak gets up on his feet. Bryan gives him respect to his opponent and does the yes chant with the crowd. So, Drew Gulak might have lost in this match, but in any other fucking company, Drew Gulak would go from being a comedy fodder or jobber guy to moving up the ranks. This would have been a Darby Allin type performance in AEW, where Darby Allin from the start just hangs in there, whips the person's ass. It's like the Cody match between him and Darby Allin. Darby Allin was more over at the end of that match. Same thing with his match with Chris Jericho. This is what this match could do for Drew Gulak, but this is WWE. Drew Gulak is in his position thanks to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan wants to work with guys like Drew Gulak who are being underutilized, and Daniel Bryan's in that position where I believe in his contract he can decide who he works with. And he wants to help get these guys over, because if Vince McMahon's not going to get these guys over, Daniel Bryan's going to do it. So Daniel Bryan, if you want to see somebody like Drew Gulak get his time and others get their time and try and get over with the crowd, you can thank Daniel Bryan, because you sure as hell know Vince McMahon will not want to push these guys. What is Vince McMahon seeing Drew Gulak? Oh, here's a 101 thing, a PowerPoint presentation. No. Drew Gulak is a wrestling machine. You could put him, Chad Gable, and Daniel Bryan in a stable, and that would be one hell of a fucking wrestling stable. So, I thank Daniel Bryan for going out there and having a 15-minute match with Drew Gulak and making Drew Gulak look so fucking good. Backstage, Kelly Braxton runs down the rules for the upcoming Tag Team Elimination Chamber match, and she interviews Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, who will enter the match last. Roode says when they win the match, all they have to do is pick up the pieces and walk out the new Tag Team Champions. Kayla says good luck. Ziggler says they don't need that and gives a shout out to Mandy Rose and the monitor behind them. That glitch we have seen in the past couple of weeks happens again. Whoever that's going to be is probably going to be underwhelming as fuck. Andrade with Zelina Vega versus Humberto Carrillo for the United States Championship. This went 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Humberto Carrillo looks like a fucking loser again. Was the match good? It's Humberto Carrillo and Andrade. But we as fans have no reason to care about Humberto. First off, Andrade just came back from suspension where he was still United States Champion. On the night that he got suspended, he faced Humberto Carrillo in a match that he lost by disqualification. Humberto Carrillo lost this match. I'm telling you right now, if we go to Wrestlemania and Andrade is defending against Rey Mysterio, Angel Garza, and Humberto, what's the fucking point? Humberto should be nowhere near a title picture ever again. He has lost and lost and lost and lost and gives you no fucking reason to be giving another title shot. Carrillo ends up going for a roll. At the end of the match, they're reversing roll-ups back and forth until Andrade finally reverses and holds the tights for the 3 count. Yay, who cares? Backstage, Charlie Cruz was with AJ Styles, and he asks him about the DQ match will influence the match. Styles ends up making fun of Black being a loner who listens to weird music and burns a bunch of candles. Styles asks if she's wondering if Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson will be in his corner. The answer is yeah. The tickets were sold, so they have to be at ringside. She wondered if that was fair, but Styles says it's me. It's AJ Styles, so the match will never be fair for his opponent. Tag Team Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Miz and John Morrison defend against the New Day, the Usos, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. This was better than the 2015 edition by a mile. The stars of the show, of this match, were Lucha House Party, just because of the shit they did. Tucker, Otis, for Tucker doing a somersault off of one of the pods onto about everybody else not named Lucha House Party or Dolph Ziggler. And the crowd was not into this match until Otis and then got in. And then when Dolph Ziggler, when the final pair came in, which was Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the crowd wanted Otis to get his hands on Dolph Ziggler. And he barely did in this match. Like, this would have been so easy to do. This should have been so easy. They had the easy way to do this going to WrestleMania. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode what happened is Otis is wanting to get his hands on Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is sitting beside one of the empty pods, and Otis goes to charge at Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler moves out of the way. Otis goes through the weak panels that they have, these plastic panels they have, which they say are plexiglass, which what they used in the old Elimination Chamber was. This is not. But he goes through the first one, then he goes to the one that's behind in the back of the chamber, the pod, and falls right out by the Spanish announce team, and he is dead. He is absolutely dead. So Tucker has to come back in. He fights off and beats up Rudolph for a good minute until Glorious DDT and Heavy Machinery was eliminated. The crowd was unhappy about this. Then right away after that, double ooze to both members of Rudolph. They get eliminated and the crowd slowly just dies. The only reason that people wanted to see this match was Heavy Machinery's Otis getting his hands on Dolph Ziggler. This match should have ended differently. It came down to the Usos and the New Day and John Morrison and The Miz. Now, John Morrison and The Miz were getting their asses handed to them by the New Day and the Usos. But then instead of trying to eliminate the tag team champions, so it came down to Usos and New Day, who started the match, by the way, they decided, we're going to throw these two guys who we want to get the titles off of them. We're going to throw them out of the ring, and we're going to go at it mano a mano, tag team to tag team. In the end, Kofi goes for a fucking splash off the top of the cage, off the top of a pod. One of the Usos moves out of the way. Miz and Morrison crawl over, pin him 1, 2, 3. So it came down to the Usos and the tag team champions. And the Usos end up getting rolled up. One of the Usos ends up getting rolled up. Miz has his feet on the rope. It is the Elimination Chamber, so that's legal. And Morrison holds his legs down, so the Usos end up getting pinned, and they win. They lose. How you could have made this so much easier. How do you do this? Oh, I don't know. You have Heavy Machinery get beat, and it should have come down to The Miz and Morrison, Heavy Machinery, Dolph Ziggler, and Robert Roode. Miz and Morrison get eliminated by Heavy Machinery. By Otis. Otis hits the Caterpillar, hits 1, 2, 3. As he gets up, super kick by Dolph Ziggler. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode win the championships, taking that prize away, taking that satisfaction of getting revenge on Dolph Ziggler away from Otis again. Then we go to WrestleMania. And at WrestleMania, it's Otis and Tucker of Heavy Machinery versus Rudolph for the tag team titles, with Otis pinning Dolph Ziggler in the middle of the fucking ring for the tag team titles, and possibly Mandy Rose's heart. But no, let's keep the titles on Miz and Morrison, which nobody gives a shit about. You had the perfect way to build Otis and Tucker winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania by having Rudolph win the titles here in the end of the match. It's real simple. Rudolph are fighting and like Rudolph and Morrison and all that. Like all three of these teams are still fighting. Otis gets the Caterpillar. He nails it on the Miz. As soon as he pins the Miz, there's no time to celebrate as he gets up, super kick out of nowhere. He's flat on his back, just like he was on Friday. 1, 2, 3 from Dolph Ziggler. We have new tag team champions, and just another wrinkle in the saga between Dolph Ziggler and Otis. But they didn't do that. No. Let's have Otis go through a fucking panel to the back, which was a nice looking visual, but did it help the overall story? No. As soon as Heavy Machining was out, as soon as Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode were out, the crowd didn't give a shit about this match, and the match really just from there just flatline. It just flatlined. So Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, I'm sorry, Miz and Morrison are your winners, and that was that on that. Terry Crews asked Natalia how Beth Phoenix is doing after Randy's attack. She says Beth will pull through this just fine, but she doesn't think Randy will have the same luck against Edge this Monday. Natalia says she will unleash her legacy tonight in her match. AJ Styles with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Aleister Black, no disqualification match. So this match went 23 minutes and 15 seconds, and out of 22 of those minutes, 20 of those minutes, Aleister Black and AJ Styles wrestled a no disqualification match with zero interference, even though Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were on the outside the entire match. You made us waste 23 minutes and 15 seconds to get a minute, 45 seconds of The Undertaker. Because what happens? You have these guys going out there pretty much wrestling a normal match, almost no weapons were involved until we had a meteor through a table. But as it looked like we were going to have a win by Aleister Black, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows come in, they beat the hell out of him. Magic Killer, they go to hold him up for the phenomenal forearm to seal the deal for AJ Styles. When you hear gong, lights go out, lights come back on. Undertaker is in the ring. He has Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson at his mercy. Next thing you know, he chokeslams AJ Styles, and AJ Styles, and he goes and lights go back out, lights come back on. He's gone. Black gets up, Black mask to the face. 1, 2, 3, and AJ Styles loses to Aleister Black thanks to the Undertaker. I still want to know. And Undertaker better have an explanation for this. Why is The Undertaker even going after AJ Styles? Why did The Undertaker put his nose in the business of AJ Styles at Super Showdown? Why was The Undertaker here tonight? I don't fucking know. They need to have an explanation of why The Undertaker is out here and going after AJ Styles. Just having The Undertaker do a random attack on AJ Styles at Super Showdown, winning a trophy that he had no business being a part of, makes no sense. And now on top of that, he screws AJ Styles out of a match against Aleister Black at Elimination Chamber. This company's just terrible booking, I swear. Oh, don't worry, it gets much, much worse. Street Profits versus Seth Rollins and Murphy Raw Tag Team Championship match. This, of course, is a rematch of what happened on Monday. My only problem with the whole entire thing on Monday is why did the match need to happen on Monday? Why did we have to have a Raw Tag Team title match on Monday for a title change? Why not just have the title match tonight? The only good part about this entire match was the fact that towards the end of the match, these two teams are going back and forth. This was not a bad match, I'll say that right now. But towards the end of the match, Murphy's on the inside, Seth Rollins is on the outside. Then they show up in the crowd, Kevin Owens with popcorn walking down the stairs. He goes over the barricade and he has a bag of popcorn. He sits on the German, one of the announce tables. I think it was a Spanish announce table. He throws some popcorn in the face of Seth Rollins, which should be a disqualification. I mean, come on, it's a foreign object. He gets leveled by Angelo Dawkins. and he killed Seth Rollins. Murphy's is sent to the barricade, back in the ring, powerbomb by Dawkins on Murphy. Forward with the big frog splash, 1, 2, 3. They retain their titles. After the match, Rollins yells, "What happened to you?" down at Murphy. Rollins walks in. Owens walks in, stuns Rollins, gets his popcorn, and leaves the ring. He dumps some of it on Murphy and walks to the back. So obviously, yes, that's going to be a match that happens at WrestleMania. I don't know what the stipulation is going to be, but that is where we're going with them, and that's why they needed to get this over with. Again, not a bad match, but again, match of the night by far and away is Drew Gulak versus Daniel Bryan. Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Braun Strowman for the 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship. Can someone explain to me, and I forgot to mention this in the last match, why are non-chamber matches, title matches, having the champion come out first? The champion always comes out last. Chamber notwithstanding. If the champion came out last every time in the chamber, they would be starting the match. This one was a shock how this one ended. I figured we're going into WrestleMania in 4 weeks. It's 4 weeks from tonight. There's no way Braun Strowman's losing the Intercontinental title before we get to WrestleMania, is he? But Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Nakamura versus Braun Strowman. I thought we were going to have 3 dudes getting fed to Braun Strowman going into WrestleMania so Braun Strowman can have a big championship match against whoever the fuck they want to give him. And that did not happen. Braun Strowman beat the hell out of Nakamura and Cesaro for a good while. But things got things got way out of hand for him. He stares Sami Zayn down. Sami Zayn tries for a cheap shot to the back and runs out of the ring. Strowman in pursuit as he takes out both Cesaro and Nakamura. Zayn runs under the ring. Nakamura and Cesaro run over and stomp away at the champion. Zayn comes back out smiling as all 3 of them send Strowman into the ring steps. Knee to the back of the neck by Nakamura. Cesaro looks for the crotch power driver, no luck. Zayn helps with Cesaro run away. Strowman charges at Cesaro, misses and runs into the ring post. Nakamura with the Kinshasa stunning Braun's head into the ring post. He looks dead. Double suplex, haluva kick. Sami Zayn covers 1, 2, 3. That Sami Zayn has finally won a main roster championship 4 years late. As Kevin Owens put on YouTube on Twitter tonight, love it or hate it, it's been long overdue. This guy has been working his ass off since the days of NXT in 2014, so about 6 years. No, he was down in NXT for 2014 and half of 15, or all 15. But yeah, 4 years at least, Sami Zayn has been on the main roster and has not won a single fucking championship on Raw or on SmackDown. So him to come out of this match, your Intercontinental Champion, it's a long overdue spiel. I wish it would have been him doing his underground, what was it? Whatever the fuck his moniker was. But it's great to see Sami Zayn, a champion. I don't know where they go from here. It would not surprise me if we go to WrestleMania and we get like a repeat of what we did last year at Elimination Chamber. Bobby Lashley lost the championship, then he won it back a couple weeks later. Then we went to WrestleMania, and Bobby Lashley lost it to Finn Balor. It would surprise me if it's Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Now, I would hope that we would hopefully get a NXT TakeOver Dallas rematch between Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship. But they got 4 weeks. I don't know who's going to take on Sami Zayn, but there's got to be. And don't make it a 6-person multi-man ladder match. That's weak laziness to try and get everybody on the WrestleMania card. Not everybody needs to be on the WrestleMania card. Good on Sami Zayn. Natalya versus Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler versus Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan. Women's Elimination Chamber match. The winner goes to WrestleMania to take on Becky Lynch. This match had no business happening. This match went 21 minutes on the nose. 21 minutes. Now, since Ruby Riott made her return, they've been building up Ruby Riott versus Liv Morgan. And during this match, when Ruby Riott was in the match, because she started with Natalya, every so often she would taunt at Shayna at Liv Morgan. Sarah Logan comes in. Who else? Oh yeah, Sarah Logan comes in. Fuck. Sarah Logan comes in. Sarah Logan comes in. Natalia and Sarah Logan started. Yeah. Like Sarah Logan came in, her and it all went down. Then they brought in Shayna Baszler, leaving Liv Morgan and Asuka, the last two, in their pods. Shayna Baszler comes in this ring and just beats the living piss out of everybody. Sarah Logan choked out. Ruby Riott choked out. Natalia was in one of the pods and she's just taking the door to the pod and just beating her up with it. She gets eliminated after she chokes her out. Asuka and Baszler are talking to each other back and forth while Asuka's still in her pod. The clock ticks down. Morgan yelling that she wants to go to WrestleMania. A lot of stalling time as Baszler gets rid of the people so quickly. This was a problem too. Why the fuck do you have to wait for the next pod? If Shayna Baszler is in there by herself, start the countdown immediately. But Morgan comes in, she fights off Baszler. Morgan is whipped. Oh my god. I hope that Liv Morgan's okay and didn't suffer a concussion because she was whipped into the chain, into the glass, into the plexiglass, the fake plexiglass. Holy shit, she was just getting swung left and right. She was killed. Morgan eventually climbs her way to the corner and up on her feet. Baszler with a big knee to the face. Asuka yelling at Baszler. Still, Baszler stays at Asuka as she lifts Morgan up into the corner that houses Asuka's pod. She has her in that corner, lifts her up, put her in the killer through the clutch, and she chokes her out. Liv Morgan's eliminated. So Baszler and Asuka are just yelling at each other. We're waiting. Instead of, after that happened, you should have just opened the fucking pod. Asuka enters. This should have been fucking awesome. This should have been 5 minutes at least of these two bludgeoning the hell out of each other. Two most dominant women in NXT history should be going out there killing each other. But, oh my god. Asuka goes after her. Asuka injures wrist is bent over the rope. She yells out, back in the ring. Careful, the clutch is locked in. Asuka rolls out of it. Baszler then twists Asuka's bad wrist. Lifts and plants Asuka to the mat. Big kick to the knee. Careful, the clutch again. Asuka slowly fades away, and the referee calls for the bell. So, again, why did this match need to happen? Because we needed to find out who Becky Lynch was going to be wrestling at WrestleMania. Hell, Roman Reigns walked down on SmackDown 2 weeks, not this week, but last week, and said, hey, I'm getting the match at WrestleMania without having to earn it. Why did Shayna Baszler have to go out and earn it? Why did she have to go through 5 other women? Why did she have to kill half the fucking women's division on Monday Night Raw to get a match at WrestleMania? Hell, biting Becky Lynch on her debut, on her Raw debut, should have been enough. Should have been enough. That's all she needed to do, was go out there, bite her and say, I want a match at WrestleMania. Becky accepts because it's Becky Lynch, that's what she does, and we would have avoided this match. Again, every single motherfucking week, WWE, week in and week out, shows that Shayna Baszler should have won the Women's Royal Rumble. How do you get to Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte if they were to do that? It's simple. Shayna Baszler picks Becky when she wins the Rumble. Charlotte wants to be in a title match. She comes out, she bitches, she complains. She says it's not fair that you won the Rumble because you're not even a Raw star. Yada yada yada. Bullshit. Then she says, well, I can't go for SmackDown because I'm contracted to USA and I can't go take on Becky without winning the Royal Rumble. I can't go challenge Bayley, and I don't want to do that anyway because I've beaten her time and time again. So I'm going to go figure things out. We don't see Charlotte on Raw for the next few weeks. Then take over Portland. We don't get none of the shit that we had with Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. They have the match. The match goes the way it did. The match finishes the way it did. The attack from behind by Charlotte Flair happens anyway, as it did. But she says something to the tune of, I haven't held the NXT Women's Championship in 5 years. And I'm making a challenge to you, Rhea Ripley, to meet me at MetLife at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, for the NXT Women's Championship. Then the next Wednesday on, the next day or the next Wednesday on NXT, Rhea Ripley accepts the challenge, and that's all you had to do. You didn't have to have Charlotte Flair win the Women's Championship. You fucked this up so badly that you had to give us a pointless pay-per-view, a pointless match that there was no reason that Shayna Baszler needed to win this match. But I will say, this is how Shayna Baszler should always be booked. Not that shit you saw on Monday. But again, another thing. Why did Shayna Baszler have to come out in the fourth position? Why couldn't Liv Morgan come out in that position? Have a little squabble with Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan, and also fight Natalya. Then have Shayna Baszler come out a few minutes later to kill all four of them and get us ready for Asuka. There was no reason to have Shayna Baszler come out before Liv Morgan. It just made no fucking sense. I was starting to think that, they're going to fuck this up, aren't they? They're going to have Asuka come out next. They're going to have Liv Morgan come out after that. Asuka and Shayna Baszler are going to fight each other towards Shayna eliminates Asuka, and then Liv Morgan comes up from behind, rolls her up, 1, 2, 3. That creeped through my mind that was what we were going to get. But it didn't. This was a waste of time. WrestleMania is in 4 weeks. And you want to know something? This road to WrestleMania, again, feels like overhyped garbage. They always preach, road to WrestleMania, road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to WrestleMania. It's all hype and flash and no substance. This women's division is going to suck so much. This women's division Shayna Baszler should be able to go out there and show you that she can dominate like she did tonight. And just a tale of two nights. Monday, Vince McMahon was apparently soured on her because of how poor that match went. Tonight, a lot of fans soured on Shayna Baszler because they put her in a match that did not need to happen. If you let her win the fucking Royal Rumble and you find another way to get Charlotte Flair, here's another idea. Charlotte Flair hasn't needed to be in a women's title match every fucking WrestleMania since WrestleMania 31. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. She has been in a women's championship match. She could have taken a year off. Her and her boyfriend Andrade. He could have dropped the title tonight. Her and her boyfriend Andrade, or fiance Andrade, could have went on vacation. They could have had a WrestleMania vacation. You know, spend the day in Tampa, or going to Mexico, or whatever. It just makes no goddamn sense that they did that. And WWE just again shows that Shayna Baszler should have won the Rumble. And this WrestleMania build has been sabotaged week in and week out because Vince McMahon had to do things the fucked up way and not the easy way. That is your Elimination Chamber review. This was a piss poor show minus the first match of the night. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. What is Edge going to do to retaliate on Randy Orton for what he did to his wife last week? Never mind what happened to him the night after the Royal Rumble, because that's just that. What's he going to do after what Edge did and what Randy Orton said and did to his wife? Should be interesting. Probably going to be, outside of Drew McIntyre, is probably going to be the only interesting thing that goes on tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Until then, my name is France, and I'll see you guys later.